It's very unfortunate that we have yet another murder in this area identified as the top. Two African-American men dead at a place where they claim to be working for Black Lives Matter, but they're gone. They're dead now.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about what you just saw, which was Seattle Chief of Police Carmen Best talking about the most recent shooting and killing over in CHAZ. Now, by now, I think we all know about CHAZ. Capitol Hill occupied protest, Capitol Hill autonomous zone. This is a 6-block radius taken over by Antifa and Black Lives Matter within Seattle, and they don't let any police in, any kind of outsiders. They got their own quote unquote medics and security. You know, they want to have some kind of commune or compound within the actual city. So when somebody gets hurt, somebody gets shot, somebody gets raped, unfortunately, they take them to the hospital of Seattle and at their own, but different story. I digress. My whole point is that we all know about CHAZ at this particular point in time. There's been yet another shooting and killing of yet another black teenager. I did a video just 10 days ago, June 20th, 2020, about the first person that got shot and killed, a 19-year-old black man. And here I am again today talking about a double shooting where a 16-year-old black boy was shot and killed, and his friend, a 14-year-old, was shot and is currently in ICU. And by the time you see this, he could be dead, unfortunately. Now, the incident that happened that led up to the shooting was apparently the 16-year-old and the 14-year-old were driving a white SUV onto the baseball field that's on or in the zone. And they're driving towards a barricade that's within the zone. So apparently CHAZ, quote unquote, security opened fire on the SUV as it's approaching. And I'm hearing that the SUV could have returned fire, or the guys in the car, one of them, the 16-year-old, 14-year-old, I don't know if that's true or false, but that could have happened. What is true is that the SUV did get shot up and both of the occupants were shot. One is dead, the 16-year-old, other one, 14-year-old, ICU. Now, allegedly, word on the street has it that the so-called CHAZ security went over to the SUV and said, "You ain't dead yet, I'll pistol whip you," and then shot him right there in an effort to kill him. That could be true, it could be false. I heard it on video, but I'm not really sure if that was the same incident or what. I'm just throwing it out there because that could come out later. Now, the police, like I've said before in previous videos, are prevented from coming into the zone. They have it blocked off, they have guards, so you can't really go in there even if you wanted to. So that kind of slows down the process, and the barriers also prevent those that are inside from leaving. One of the guys that was shot was taken to the hospital in a white sedan, but the sedan was having troubles being able to get out. Matter of fact, I have video of that. I'll place it on the screen before you. They're scrambling. Okay, they're trying to go over here. That's blocked off. They're trying to go over there. That's blocked off. Meanwhile, the shooting victim is in the car bleeding out. I'm not sure that's the guy that died or the guy that is currently in ICU. But one thing I do know about being shot, never been shot myself, but I know a little bit about people that get shot. The longer you take to get medical attention, like a hospital, surgery, or whatever, the less likely it is that you survive because you're bleeding. You don't have enough, times of the essence when you're being shot. Since you're not allowed to come into the zone, all kind of things are going on in this place. You got rapes, robberies, theft, general theft, phones being stolen. And let's not forget, this is in the actual neighborhood. This is not some kind of compound off in the wilderness where nobody is at. This is in the middle of Seattle. People live right here. They work right there. They're being terrorized by these people that have pretty much chased off the police that were right there in the East Precinct. Okay, now you have these lawless people. I call CHAZ crack, heroin, amphetamine zone, crack, heroin, opiates, pills, because people that are in there are largely on drugs, a bunch of drug addicts. And if you know, like I know, drug addicts are out of their mind. They do ridiculous things, crazy things, and they're just not safe to be around. All right. That's what's going on here. Now, you have Black Lives Matter, Hands Up, Don't Shoot, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, all these people, their names everywhere, faces everywhere, But you got two black boys, well, one black boy, a 16-year-old, and a 19-year-old, still a teenager. They were shot and killed. Do you think that if Seattle police were to have control over this place, that would have happened? I mean, why would it have happened? What's the purpose? It would be no zone there. There would be no criminal element attracting the wrong kind of people. You would not have the shooting and the killing if you were allowed the police to go in there and clear out the space. Now, the chief of police, Carmen Best, did say that she encourages people that are in there to leave. And I think the mayor, Jenny Durkin, is talking about having conversations with the people in the area, community leaders to end it. But as of right now, the area is not ended. They tried to come there and bulldoze the barricades, but a dude laid on the ground, preventing that from happening. They said they're going to come back the next day, but didn't show up. So as of right now, the zone is persisting. I'm not understanding how people can sit there and say Black Lives Matter when they are engaging in behavior that would take more black lives. A big demand of CHAZ CHOP is to abolish the police. That's like a really mainstream thing now. So it ain't just relegated to crack, heroin, amphetamine zone. This is a mainstream thing. It's happening right now in Minneapolis, LA, everywhere. New York City, they're trying to defund the police by $1 billion with a B, not 100 or 1,000 or million, 1 billion with a B. So this is a mainstream thing, but what does it actually do to protect black lives? Okay, in the black area, the police are the last bastion of hope. Once you go to the hood, the black areas or whatever you want to call it, people don't want the police to be abolished. All right, you're not going to have a bad interaction with an officer unless you're doing something wrong for the most part. That's generally how it goes. It's really, really, really rare to have some kind of bad encounter if you're doing everything right. Okay, even if you're doing everything wrong, it's still rare to have an encounter that's bad and the officer is at fault. We don't have, issues with the police in the black community. That's not even really a real thing. This whole thing about police brutality and doing police reform is not necessary at all. I love Tim Scott, God bless him, but there is no need for that bill. We need to just tighten ourselves up. We actually need more police and more heavy-handed police to reduce the crime. That's my viewpoint, because if the police were allowed to be in CHAZ CHOP and have control of that particular place, you would not have two dead young black people right now in that area. As I close, I want to say this. I think CHAZ CHOP has been an experiment. And the experiment is, what can we do with no police? What can we do with, far leftist ideology, Marxist principles, and not have any kind of police around? What you're going to have is chaos, destruction, rampant drug use, rape, robbery, murder, kidnapping, theft, all of that. Okay? You're not going to have the majority of people commit crime, but those that are going to commit crime are allowed to do so unchecked with no actual police. And then if there is any kind of, CHAZ police or community police, where's their training? Where's the chain of command? Where's the oversight? So this whole thing about, are we going to have community-based solutions? What, like Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman, or the Nick Michaels and the Ahmaud Arbery case in Brunswick, Georgia? Are you going to have that? How about these guys in CHAZ that allegedly killed somebody just because they wanted to, allegedly? Open fire on a car just indiscriminately. We got to start thinking about what's really going on. Don't say abolish the police. You're not thinking very clearly. The police have been fine-tuned and they're good at what they do right now. Okay, they get trained properly. They get the proper tools. They get everything they need. When you take that away from them, when you take funding away, when you take them away, their entire department away, you're not going to have a better result. You're going to have a much worse result. Much less trained people, much more dangerous areas, more trigger happy, more scared, more nervous. You're not going to have a good result. And I think the proof is in the pudding, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think CHAZ CHOP is a good idea to have? Just let it keep rocking. Let it keep on rolling. Let more black people get shot, killed in that area right in front of a sign that says Black Lives Matter. Does it make any sense to you? I knew what it was going to be from the beginning, not just in CHAZ CHOP, but everywhere where this kind of behavior is allowed to persist. Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot, no police. Okay, cool. you're going to see the black on black murder rate exponentially rise 300%, 400%. Does anybody really care? I don't see BLM protesting for what happened in Seattle, Washington. Okay, but they're going to protest. So the most low hanging fruit, which is police brutality, is not even the issue in the black community. We have greater issues to deal with. Focus your energy on that rather than these things that don't make a difference at all. Rather than trying to empower the Marxists, the communists with their political agenda, empower yourself and your family and your community. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.